Yeah, hello everybody. I'm
Hello,
happy to
everyone.
see you. Yes, everyone, and I'm not alone today here in the studio, so we're having a very nice person and our guest and her reputation since May of 2019, Roshan from Ireland. I'm happy to see you. Very happy you agreed to have this conversation because I know many people want to hear stories and these stories that encourage people to take their big decisions in life. And I know the bariatric surgery is not definitely an easy step to do. So I wanted to question you a bit about your experience and about your long way, actually, which has been 1.5 years or more now already. So it's happening so fast, but at the same
I
time,
know.
you've done great big things during that time. So can you
Hi,
maybe, yeah. We
how
can
are you?
start maybe, yeah, you can say hello and maybe we can start with your beginning of the story. What was your reasons? It was not definitely one day decision to move forward for the surgery. So maybe you can tell your beginning and your concerns and so.
Yeah, hi, Ilva. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it, and I'm really happy to share my story. And hello to everyone. For those that don't know who I am, my name is Roisin McGrath. I'm a 31-year-old Irish woman. I decided to go to Latvia about a year and a half ago, nearly now. It just changed my life so much. Before I had my surgery, I wasn't always overweight, but when I hit about 20, I started to have real issues with my weight, and over time, it slowly spiraled out of control. Because when I was younger, I was quite fit and healthy, and I think my mental health wasn't good, and there was a lot of stuff going on, and my weight just spiraled out of control to a point where I felt I needed to do something about it, and I just felt that I needed help. So about a year before I had my gastric bypass, I met another woman who went abroad for surgery. And before I met her, I never really thought about surgery. But when I met her and I saw how much her life had changed, it just pushed the ball in motion and got an idea in my head. And I decided, you know what, maybe I can do this too. So when you're going abroad for surgery, I just spent months researching where I should go, where not to go. You hear so many horror stories about going online or going abroad for bariatric surgery, and I approached a few companies, and I had mixed reviews from different people. I was very big before my surgery. I was 198 kilos. I was or 31 stone 4 pounds or 439 pounds, depending what metrics you use. But a lot of surgeons would have been apprehensive about, performing surgery on me because there was a lot of risk associated with my surgery. So I just felt like a lot of surgeons were judging me. And when I spoke to you, Ilva, and I spoke to Oleg, I just felt that you were the right fit for me, that you treated me with kindness, with respect and dignity, and you didn't look at me like I was a problem. You looked at me like, we're here to help you and to support you. And I think I just felt very confident in yourself and in Oleg's and the team with Weight Loss Latvia. So that's
Can you stop, Roshan? Your sound is going up and down all the time. I don't know whether you're speaking very fast and the phone. Can you get closer maybe?
You hear me better now?
Okay. Now, try now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you,
Yeah.
but you're going up and down, and it's like crackly.
Is it? Oh, yeah. I think I can hear some crackling as well. Can you hear me any better?
It's better. It's better now. When you're calm.
Yeah. So I think for me, I just wanted to be treated like a person and not like just another obese patient. You know, to be treated with respect. And I really felt with Weight Loss Latvia that I was treated like an individual, not just another obese person. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You
that's
okay?
kind of what brought me to you guys, really, and made my mind up.
Yeah, I can actually remember that moment when you were calling. So when Dana was
Yeah,
visiting Latvia that day, actually we were around all the time seeing the doctors in the hospital. So we went that day. So I was coming back from the airport with from I let the one fly home.
yeah,
Vandana is our support in the UK for English speaking people. So for post-thoracic consultation and nutrition consultation for those who doesn't know yet.
yeah. That
Yeah,
phone call changed my life. You know,
I
I knew.
definitely. So then you jumped over my questions already. So about making the decision to go abroad, I think it's the first decision is to do the surgery at all, and the next decision is where to do it. But you jumped all over this already. I know
I
because.
think
It,
with going abroad, a lot of people are very apprehensive because there's a lot of mixed opinions about going abroad. People hear horror stories about there's no aftercare, that certain hospitals about the standard of treatment you receive there, or you know, if you go abroad and something goes wrong, that you're left unsupported. But like I looked into Oleg's, the surgeon who you work with, and like, he's a very experienced, talented surgeon. The hospital, like Sigulda Hospital, you know, I think it's important to do your research. I looked into the hospital, I looked into the surgeon, I looked into the whole team, all your reviews. I think it's very important to look around and to do your research. But for me, Latvia has very high standards of healthcare, and they're held to the same legislative standards that Ireland is held to, you know, because we're within the EU.
mm,
So I think that gave me a lot of peace of mind, and I couldn't find anything negative or any criticisms or any horror stories about anyone. I've never heard anything bad about Latvia, so that just really put my mind at ease, you know. And sometimes you just have to take a jump of faith and be brave, you know.
yeah, definitely. And of course, the main reason why people is looking for going abroad is the price difference. So otherwise, of course, I think everyone would be happy to stay close to home to have the surgery because this is such a big step in the life. But unfortunately, this is kind of pushing people to make these hard decisions that the price difference is so huge still. And
I do think you can put a price on your health. That
also, definitely.
there are, I think, like not everyone can. Like me personally, I don't have private health insurance, so bariatric surgery in Ireland was never on the cards for me unless I wanted to wait for 5 years on a waiting list. But I didn't. 5 years from now, if I didn't have my surgery, I wouldn't know where I'd be, or would I? I didn't want to go any further down the rabbit hole of my health declining and my weight going up and up because I knew it wasn't going to get any better. I think the price of bariatric surgery abroad with Weight Loss Latvia, it is very reasonable, and with options like the Crossborder directive, it's very attainable to a lot of people, you know. And it's
Okay,
a
we
very
will. Yes,
healing thing.
this is another thing that British people unfortunately is going to lose now. But it was very hard also on NHS to get the reimbursement. But in Ireland, it works pretty well if you follow the steps. But I think we will make another discussion specifically about the cross-border health directive, right? Because many
Yeah.
people have questions, so we need to go step by step. I know already everything there, so we've been going through preparing all papers now for a while, and I've been in contact with them either. But you've been going through and positively already twice, correct?
Yes.
So you can explain everything from your point of view. Okay, after the surgery, I wanted to know. Now you've been making your decision. You've come for the surgery. Everything went well and perfect here. So, what were the biggest challenges for you after the surgery for this post-operation period, first and then later?
I think with a lot of people who go for bariatric surgery have addiction issues with food or use food as a comfort. So for me, having my stomach radically changed and made smaller, it took me a long time to accept that my stomach was smaller. Um, I think you kind of go through a period of mourning where you think you will never be able to eat like a normal person again, or that you'll never be able to go out with your friends or have dinner. But I think when you go through this, you start to realize that for me, um, I can still have a normal life with this surgery. I can still have nice things. As Oleg, the bariatric surgeon, said to me, you can still have cake and nice things, but in smaller portions. So the biggest thing for me was just adjusting to food sizes, learning that I needed to change everything forever and I have to be so organized with my food now. As you know, with the bariatric diet, one of the biggest changes was having a high protein diet. So I eat 100 grams of protein a day. So learning all about protein and how much you need to get in, that was a very big adjustment. Or learning about sugar and the effects sugar and high fat foods can have on you after bariatric surgery. That was another big adjustment. What else? Learning about all the supplements that you need to take. Like for me personally, I take a multivitamin, vitamin D, which I was low in anyways. Before my surgery, I didn't even know. I take a multivitamin, vitamin D, and I take calcium. And I'll probably take those three for the rest of my life.
And B12?
I take actually as well, I take a B12 shot every 3 or 4 months. My GP, he monitors all my bloods twice a year, and all my levels are perfect. So it's working. You know?
And iron, do you take additionally?
No, my iron levels are normal. So I don't need to take iron anymore. When I flew back over to Latvia for my in January, I spoke to Oleg and I showed him my blood work, and he said you don't need to take iron forever. That some people absorb iron, like their levels are okay. Maybe for the first 6 months you might need to, and then I think the best thing to do is to monitor your bloods and just keep an eye on how your levels are.
Perfect. There is a question about how many kilograms you had to lose before the surgery. Did you lose some? I know you were working hard.
Before my surgery, I was very big. I was 198 kilos at my biggest. So for the bariatric surgery, I had to lose 10 kilos. I had plenty of time to lose that. Before I met Ilva, I had started losing weight. So I was very apprehensive because I was such a big patient and a high-risk patient. I was very worried that if I didn't lose enough weight, that what if my surgery was cancelled, or if they weren't able to operate on me. I felt, what if I was too large? But you know what? These goals or targets your surgeon gives you to lose is for a reason. And if you follow that, like say if you're asked to lose 5 kilos or 10 kilos, my advice is to do that. I know it's not easy, but you need to put in the work and the commitment to show that you're willing to lose the weight before your surgery, because it's a bigger commitment to the rest of your life, really, you know? Surgery is no joke, and having a bypass or a sleeve, if you have a fatty liver, that needs to be clamped out of the way in order for surgery to run smoothly. So dropping a few kilos before surgery just ensures that your surgery will run smoothly and that the surgeon can perform your surgery with ease, you know. And every time you go under anesthetic, if you have a higher BMI, you're going to be at risk. So dropping a few kilos, you're just looking after yourself and you're taking less risks with your health, you know?
Yes, I will comment. Of course, to be on the losing stage is very important, because surgeons need to access your inner organs, and it's very tough there. So it's much harder and higher risks involved during the surgery. So that's all correct, and you're doing a great job before the surgery already. So it's good, and everything went well. Yeah, good lady. Liana says we're looking great.
Thank you, Liana.
So,
one of my new friends.
Yeah, and maybe your struggles. I know. So it's very actual for many people, those stalls after the surgery. How did you? I know you had them too. No one is an exception here. So how did you manage to get over, psychologically and technically? What did you do to get over those stalls? The weight stalls. I mean, I will explain. These are these weeks when your weight kind of is not dropping, so you're really struggling hard. You're doing everything right, and then you compare yourself to others, and you can see some people are losing faster. Those who haven't had the surgery the same day or the same time that you have had it.
I think one of the best things that I did for myself is you need to realize everyone is different. That just because someone else dropped 20 pounds or 30 pounds in a month doesn't mean that you should or you will. I do think a lot of people, there's a very big online bariatric community, and a lot of people are definitely comparing themselves to each other. Ilva, I remember contacting you a month after my surgery and telling you, I think I'm broken, my weight will not move. There's something wrong, I'm doing it wrong. But I think you do doubt yourself, and you do feel like, like you think, oh, this is it, I'm finished losing weight now, or I'm going backwards, I'm gonna gain weight. But I think for me, I started working with an online trainer and learning about the science behind weight loss, and learning about the emotional attachment even to the weighing scales. Like when I jump on the weighing scales in the morning, it's just a measurement. I don't allow the weighing scales to dictate my emotions. If I am up or down, it doesn't matter, because every day, I think if you're consistent, if you exercise every day, and if you eat properly every day, regardless of what the weighing scale says, if you're doing what you need to do, the weighing scale will move, and it's natural to have fluctuations. Like I have gone up 6 pounds overnight. For instance, if I was on my period, or if I was constipated, or if I had something that was very high in salt, you could bloat. So I think understanding the fluctuations in your weight and the fact that there are periods where your body needs to adjust to the weight loss. Like, I have lost so much weight that my body sometimes needs to take a break, and your metabolism, it can't constantly be losing weight all the time. So for me, knowing, I suppose I do what I need to do every day. And if I do have stalls, which I still do, up until 2 weeks ago, I had a 2.5 week stall. But for me, it's just about managing my emotions, being consistent with my food and my exercise. And if you're doing what you need to do, the scales will move again.
Have you been like stable in your emotions now already, and to your new habits of eating and exercising? I know you're exercising a lot too, so you're very active. Is it like you are used to all your new routines, and does they seem normal already, a normal life to you? So, or still you have to think not to go back? So it's quite a long time already after the surgery.
Yeah.
Have you established this as a stable life?
When I left the hospital, Oleg's told me that I needed to incorporate exercise into my life for the rest of my life, because you have to realize you got fat for a reason, and you have to address why you became overweight. And for me, I was not active. So for me, exercise is like breathing to me now. It's, if I exercise without thinking. I don't need motivation, because there's going to be days where you don't feel motivated. But exercise is just part of my life. And for me, I found ways to exercise that I love. I only do exercise that I enjoy, and I don't even have to think about exercising anymore. The endorphins and how I look and how I feel with all this exercise, it's effortless. It's not a struggle at all. Last night, I started running 3 weeks ago, and last night I ran 7 kilometers. You know, like, that's something I never could have done a year and a half ago. And in terms of food, for me, food is effortless now. I think my relationship with food has changed. Food is no longer something I use to comfort myself. Food is fuel for my body, and something, you have to live with food, and food can be an addiction problem for some people. But for me now, I think after the surgery, I still like some sweet things, but if I want something nice, I allow it into my calories for the day. I eat the same calories every day, and if I want something nice, I can have it. I don't demonize food anymore. There are no good or bad foods. If I want to eat something nice, I can. And food and exercise is just, it's just part of life now. I do not really have major struggles.
Yes,
I don't
perfect.
feel bad about having, if I want to have a drink, or if I wanted to eat some cake or have something nice, I don't need to feel bad about it, because I don't do it all the time, you know?
Yeah. There was a question, are there any foods or drinks you can't tolerate now?
For me, very sugary foods make me feel unwell. So generally, I would check the sugar on anything I have. Generally, most things I'd eat would be under 10 grams of sugar. Occasionally, I can have a little bit more sugar, but I would feel dizzy or kind of hyper if I have a lot of sugar. I don't like very stodgy foods. I couldn't eat a lot of, say, for instance, carbohydrates. I wouldn't eat large amounts of rice or pasta or bread. I would eat carbohydrates in smaller amounts, but there's nothing I can't have really now. I've had no major reactions to any foods, but sugar I am mindful of, definitely.
Great. And there was also a question, can you tell your weight before the surgery and after the surgery, where you are now?
So before my surgery, I weighed 198 kilos, which is 31 stone 4 pounds. I now weigh 95 kilos, or I weigh 14 stone 13 pounds. So I have 1.5 stones left to lose to get to my target weight. Yeah, so I also have weight from loose skin. So I'm quite happy about where I am, you know.
Great.
And
And you're going to deal with your skin too soon, I know.
yeah, I
I
think a
know
lot of
that.
I think a lot of people need to realize as well with the weight loss that it could take a year and a half, it could take you 2 years to get where you need to be, but you need to be patient, because it's been a year and a half for me, but I'm so glad that I took my time with this. And some people expect rapid weight loss and that within 6 months they're going to be skinny, but that's not realistic in everyone's case.
Yeah, everyone is different. Also, there's genetics, and so we can't compare us to each other. So we're different. So that's true. I'm smiling all the time. We're having so many compliments that we're looking great.
Oh,
And
thank you,
yeah,
everyone.
thank you, everyone. And Sarah is asking, how long was your longest stall?
My
She's writing
longest
now.
stall was probably within the first 3 months. I had a 6-week stall, and during that time, I've never really gained weight during this process. Like I haven't gone up a stone, but when you're during a stall, your weight can fluctuate by a few pounds, and it won't drop below a level, and that can be quite frustrating. My 6-week stall, I was convinced that oh, this is it now, I'm finished my weight loss. You do have all these worries and insecurities in your head, but just keep going, and these stalls will pass.
Yes, great. So, Sarah, I want to encourage you, Anna too. I know ladies suffering a bit and
Yeah,
struggling with everything, but also there may be different reasons. It's not always, as you're doing the surgery, it's not only about eating less and exercising more. So you've been going through everything, all of you, I believe. So it's genetics, it's environment, it's stress, it's sleeping, it's some medication, maybe it's hormonal
yeah,
changes for women. So there are so many different issues to put together to this puzzle of life. So to live healthy, and also to think positive in your head, to see your aims where you're going, not to look back, to move forward, to do everything good for you. This is a great willpower, and you're a role model, Roshan, for everyone. So
thank
it's
you.
just a so successful story for, but it's only because of your commitment, your really serious work and putting your energy, your getting knowledge, you're speaking like a consultant already, you know, and with really great support, because you've been
Thank you.
going through everything, and you've been studying and getting your knowledge so much. So it's amazing. It's such a great job you've done. So
Thank you.
inspirational.
It's something I
Absolutely
feel
great.
very passionate about, and I've spoken to a lot of your patients and potential future patients. I wish there was someone here before I had my surgery who would have inspired me or showed me that I could do it. I spoke
Definitely.
to Samantha and Lance. If you guys are listening, hello. Like, they gave me great encouragement and support before my surgery. But if you told me before my surgery, if you showed me now and where I am physically and emotionally, I wouldn't have believed you. Do you know what I mean? You have to become your own superhero, like your own best friend, You have to just fight for yourself, and it's up to you. You are the only one who can save yourself and do all the hard work, you know?
Definitely. That's what I'm telling always. So everyone can give advice and tell you and write letters and recommendations. But if you're not following, if you're not doing the research on your own, if you're not feeling your body, and you have to make your healthy choices and your right choices for your life. So it's so big work around yourself. So anyone can't help there. So if you're not involving really seriously. So you've been very good with this, and you're getting all the compliments. You're such a role model. So
like, bariatric surgery it's a tool, but ultimately it is not a quick fix. You have to do the work, definitely. You know?
definitely. So Getty is writing so many comments. You will see afterwards too. And what I wanted, yes. What are your biggest challenges you see in the future? Now you've been reaching your goal weight, isn't it like the feeling that something is going to end and something new will start? Or because while you have to lose your weight, you have this target, you're going for some target now, you will reach your target. What's next? How your life will look with this? How you will live?
Obviously everyone is different, but for me personally, where I see myself or what I'm working towards now and in the next 5 years is I was so big before my surgery that I knew I was going to need plastic surgery to remove a lot of the excess skin. Not everyone who has bariatric surgery will need to remove excess skin, but the biggest struggle for me would be that I lost all this weight and to be physically left with excess skin. That has been challenging, but it's physical proof of my hard work. So what I'm working towards is losing the last 1.5 stone and having my plastic surgery to remove my skin. I just want to be healthy. For me, it's not about a number on a weighing scale. The only reason I have a weight loss target is because of my plastic surgeon. But for me, I have won, Ilva. I am where I need to be. In the next 5 years, I'd like to, I told you I've started running. So I would like to run a half marathon in the future. I really enjoy cycling. So I can cycle up to 100 kilometers a day. Like I want to be active and I just want to enjoy life and be happy. And for me, just continuing this healthy lifestyle is what I want to do. There are times where you worry or you might feel anxious about going back or about gaining weight. But for me, I think there's no going back. I'll never go back the way I was. And I'm just going to continue living this healthy lifestyle. It's part of me. It's just who I am now. Because before I was unhappy and before I was overweight, I was quite an active, healthy person. And I'm just who I want to be now. And I just want to continue being that person, you know?
Perfect. That was also the question you were answering about the benefits, what you feel the difference in yourself as a person. So what benefits you have now. But you just answered.
Well,
so it's good.
I think as well, even as a person, when you lose weight and you have this surgery, it will change your mindset about everything. I look at the world differently. I was a very negative person and a very, in some ways I was quite negative, and I just have a much more positive outlook on life now. I wake up every day excited about the day.
You were not a negative person. I don't remember you were a negative person. Maybe inside yourself you were anxious.
I'm not fully negative before, but I definitely had some negative mindset and negative thoughts about myself. with people. And I think only when I lost the weight and I realized how unhappy I was, that, you know, I just felt like after the surgery, I was given a new set of eyes to look at the world and appreciate the world and to grab life by the balls and just live life and experience it. You know what I mean? I feel like I am physically, I used to ache. I used to have pains in my joints. I had back pain. I actually lost hair with the weight gain and the weight loss. What else? I'm just happy. I'm healthy. I don't need to take medications anymore. I used to have sleep apnea. That's gone. It literally, there's nothing negative. There's only things to gain from doing this, is what I would say. My life has only improved.
Perfect. And some words in the final to encourage people who are considering, who are scared, who are afraid, not ready to make their decision. Maybe you can encourage somehow, or to make some smart advice what to do.
For me, I think bariatric surgery is a really big decision. It's a lifelong decision. So if you're thinking about it, take your time, do your research. It's something that's going to change your life for the better. The thoughts of someone cutting your stomach in half, it is scary, but having been through the surgery, I can tell you that like having a gastric bypass or having a gastric sleeve is not as scary as it seems. Within 2 hours of having the surgery, I was up walking up and down the ward. I was absolutely fine. You're not going to be, it's not as scary as you think, you know? Everything, if you choose to go through Weight Loss Latvia, you're going to be so well looked after. You're going to have support during and after. I'm always here to answer people's questions. This will only change your life. It will only, you know, doing this, you'll never regret it, you know? And sometimes you have to be brave and just jump and do it. And there's such a support here on the Facebook group that if ever you need any help or you need something answered or you want to talk to someone, there's always people here.
Great.
You're not alone.
I'm very happy and thankful for grateful for your help and your support. And I want to remind also to those who are after the surgery or before the surgery, so I'm always here too, so to answer questions. And if we need, we can make a consultation with Dr. Oleg Kozlovskis as well. So he's always open, always available, also on weekends if we need it. So you're always welcome to ask your questions, and don't think you're bothering us or something.
And Ilva, can I just say that both you, like you personally, are now my friend, and you are such a wonderful woman, and anyone that has met you will say the same, and anyone that hasn't met you yet, Ilva is just such a warm, kind, lovely woman, and nothing is too much of an ask. She's always available. Like, I can't say enough about you. And even Oleg, he's such a kind, caring, talented man, and you guys have always been available to me, and if I ever needed anything, you're always there, and I appreciate it. And I know other people appreciate you, and anyone that's considering this surgery, just know that you have support there.
Great, thank you, Roshan. You can read afterwards comments on the group that you're an amazing lady. And also good words about us, and I'm very happy to do the thing that I think we both with the doctor love, and it's really kind of a lifetime, like a lifestyle for me, and I never feel tired or busy, or if I need to answer someone, and it doesn't matter which day it is, and so. And I'm so happy for you, Roshan. Keep working very well. And keep in touch, and you're great support for everyone. And so Big
Thank
thank
you for having me, and I hope people got some insight into my journey, or if I can inspire anyone, it's great.
Yeah, you do.
Thank you for giving me an opportunity to share my
Yeah.
story.
Okay, thank you. I will try to say bye to everyone and see you next time.
Thank you,
I think
everyone.
we will do another time, another discussion about the cross-border health directive, right? We will agree on
Definitely,
times.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thanks to everyone
Happy Friday, everyone.
and thank you.
Okay. Bye.